Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome friends to our NPTEL MOOC module on health economics. We are discussing here the lecture on health data handling packages. Those are licensed. Okay, so the licensed one largely are here. This one, this one, this one. Okay, so but we will be sticking to this one and its explanation, and especially in the last lecture we discussed about open source data package, emphasize or discuss Python and also R, and also we have shown you what are the other important software available. The learning goal in this lecture is to introduce you to SPSS as well as data, which are largely used by scholars for the data handling purposes. So, I have already shown you that the software available for data processing. Most frequent use by scholars are these two, SPS and data, and I will refer the hands-on materials to you, how you can also go through it and practice for your own research work. And these are considered to be good, and data is considered to be very good so far as graphics is concerned. And coming to the cost, SPS is more expensive than that of data. However, since even if these are paid versions, you can get the sample copy for 1 week by registration from the sources. Here we will start with explaining SPSS, that is a popular program for statistical analysis. SPSS stands for Statistical Package for Social Sciences, and hence this is called SPSS. And in 2009, SPS was purchased by IBM. Its proper name is now called IBM SPSS Statistics. The data in SPS is saved in the format called .sav. Okay. So, how it looks like? It looks like the Excel page though on its data entry segment. However, it is suggested to enter your data using this window than that of Excel, because this also gives you the better window in terms of entering the qualitative variables. The first line is actually called title bar, as is visible from here, and the second one is called main menu bar, and the third one is called toolbar. So, on the bottom you see that IBM SPSS statistics processor is ready. This is called status bar. There are two view mode to SPSS. One is called data view, which I have already started discussing, and data view looks like the spreadsheet, each row one participant and each column one variable. And the variable view, the second one here, it is visible. If you open, you will find in SPSS only. If your institute has access, you can also request your institute to go for purchasing it, since this is useful software. Variable view gives subcategories about the variable, divided into other subcategories like its name, type, width, decimal, label, values, missing columns, and align, measure and roll, etc. These are all given here. Name, then type, width, decimals, label, values, missing columns, align, measure and roll. Most importantly, we type the name here of the variable. Then you specify what the width of that variable, whose character type, is it string or numeric, okay. Then does it have decimals. Then the details about that variable you can just write it here. Like we say funding, they are writing healthcare funding from this period. This is simply called label, okay. And others are not that important, but whenever you start using it, you will find the differences. In variable view window, each of the subcategory has features and listed below. Variable name, no space should be given, no special character or symbol, fast character, cannot be a number, must be unique within the data set. Hence, the variable view you should not actually use this space in it, has to be consecutive. You can just see it has to be consecutive, or special character etc. should not be written. If you want to clarify, you can just write down in this box all details, okay. Then variable type, whether it is numeric, whether it is comma, dot, scientific notation, data, dollar, string, custom currency, restricted numeric etc. Then width can be specified, maximum characters allowed for each response is called the width, and width about the variable actually. Decimal, number of decimal places for numeric variables. Then label, basically you can write it down, the name of that variable. Here you can use your anything, maybe space, maybe special character, just if whichever is suitable to you, you can write down the label. A label actually, as I told you, label clarifies about the variables. Then values, list of valid options for the variable. If it is like here, I will just show you. Values at this moment we have entered as none, but actually like if you have a categorical variable, you can enter its values, okay. Whether it is 1, if it is rural urban, then it is 1 or 2. Then you have to define that within these there will be options. You can just click and it gives direction for entering the codes and its clarifications. Then with values I have already mentioned. Missing value, value being used when response is not applicable or not answered. Align the data, whether the data should be left or right aligned. Measurement in scale or nominal, ordinal etc. Then these specifications are clear. I am sure we can able to clarify when not explaining each of them, and if you want you can also follow my own module earlier. These are all available in YouTube, you will find out further details. Like data modification spaces, how to do it. Data modification include recoding the existing variable or computing new variable, or selecting cases from data file, or splitting data files into groups. Like recoding existing variable, in that case it might be recoding into same variable with the same name, label, with new values. Then original data lost and advised not to use if it is with the same name. Then if you are recoding into different variable, then values added to file with a new name, a new variable is created. Then it retains the original as well as new. Now let us see what are the steps for recoding into different variables. You can just see it, you have to go to transform on the front page itself. So there simply you just click transform. We have written it carefully you click here on transform, and then it will display recode into different variable, and it will open a new window, and the new window gives the window like this. It gives like the small window and displayed with a small window, like numeric variable to output variable, if any you are giving. Then then in that case the selected variable choose the variable from this list. Once you see the list here, you just select which one you want to recode, okay, or transform. Then the selected variables will actually move here. Once you click here, it will move here. Earlier it was there, if you click here, it will actually move to this side. Otherwise there will be this kind of arrow if nothing is available in this window. Okay, so once it is there, then you can name that new variable, and the label can be specified. Okay, label means the meaning of that variable. In short, you have to write down the variable name. Then in long words, you can also write down the label of that variable. Then similarly, if you want to change this codes, old code to new code, you want to combine some code and make a aggregate variable. Like India, states are there. There are different states are there. Out of that, you wanted to divide into northern states and southern states. So from that variable, you can actually find out or change the values of the entries of the northern or the southern. You can just see here. So new and old variable and optionals are given. If you click on now it gives range, etc., and values. Since it is categorical, either you want to just enter all the states into one or two based on north and south, then accordingly you have to define. So range you can specify, and based on that, like here in an example given 30 through 45, one code is given, 46 to 62 code is given. Similarly, if you want to say 1, 5, then even through lowest value through any number, if you just add 1 till 10, it should be 1, then 10 to 15 should be 2, and so on. If you wanted to make it correctly and the state codes correctly, then you can assign only into binary numbers. Okay, this is what is given. You can use it. All right, then you are simply supposed to add it. Then finally, if you continue, click on continue, that variable with the new code would have generated. Compilation of variable can also be done using transform command. To transform command, just through the command on the window, we can also transform it instead of putting clicks on that button. Steps for some other SPSS computations. The main menu, we will analyze, then choose the analysis such as frequency, descriptive analysis, cross tabulation. Then we can analyze the inferential statistics such as regression analysis, and this executions, etc. We can do it. In the main window, after transform, you will see analyze. There are so many analysis possible, but if you are interested in regression analysis or inferential statistics, you have to click here. Otherwise, for the basic frequency distribution, etc., descriptive statistics is more than enough. Okay, and within descriptive statistics, you just see it has frequencies, descriptives, explore, cross tab, etc. And a regression window and the result obtained in the result window is illustrated below. If you are going through a regression analysis, you have to define the dependent variable on the window and the set of independent variable. Okay, here we have derived the dependent variable. We have mentioned the variable. Dependent variable is health, and then other variable like elderly, etc., we are just taking. I'll tell you just now as per the window. Okay. Similarly, if you click on statistics, then plot for diagram, etc., for graph, etc., you will get so many other directions for analysis. Okay. Here the predictors are actually elderly, and I think it is possible to derive, and if you have any queries, I will certainly address it in our query class. Let's move to another statistical software called Stata. Stata is, I have used number of times in my earlier modules. That is another NPTEL module of mine is also floated during the same time. It is available for registration at this moment. That's called survey data. Survey data in on healthcare. Okay. Using analysis of survey data in healthcare. That is another module. If you see, we have discussed about the different available survey data. Then we have also used statistical packages like Stata, etc. So Stata is a complete integrated statistical software package that provides everything you need for data analysis, data management, and graphics. So as per their definition of Stata itself in 2016, the name Stata is a syllabic abbreviation of the word statistics and data. Official site is available here for you to download. The student or instructor for short term license request can be also given in this link. Okay. Different versions of Stata are available for work. I'll just clarify which are those versions. One is called standard version of Stata. Usually this handles very less variable, only 2048 variable, out of which 798 should be at maximum independent variables at a time, and 2 billion observations. Whereas in case of special edition, special edition version can handle 32,767 variables, 10,000 independent variables, and 2 billion observations. This allows longer string variables and larger matrices as well. Stata MP version, that's also called multi-processor or multi-core version. I will also simultaneously show you how it looks like if I open a Stata version in front of you. The best one is in fact called MP version or the multi-processor multi-core version. It handles up to 1,20,000 variables, 65,532 independent variables, and 10 to 20 billion observations are covered. So this is how Stata looks like. I am just going to show you how it actually looks like. So I have opened the Stata. I hope it is partially visible to you. It's very difficult to make the screen big. However, I am just showing you the actual window. I have opened Stata of my own version. So you can see how you can work. Okay. So I will just guide you what are those different. This is the main window, and this side here is the result window. This side is the result window. I'll show you. And right hand side are the variables and its properties window. Left hand side is review window, and the bottom line is actually command window. Otherwise it has also files and edit data, graphics, etc. I'll come to it one by one. Okay, so Stata user interface is, I have just written all those details. What is called result window, then what is called review window, and what is called command window, and what is variable window and its properties. This side are their main menu, these are their toolbar. Okay, one of the important aspect, since this NPTEL Health Economics course doesn't give enough space for explaining the very basics of Stata, etc. You can follow our module. You can search handling large scale data, course of this is my course where I have given in 1 week. I have step by step guided you about Stata. Okay, so at this moment it's very difficult to explain given the time constraint. If you still miss here, then you can also follow my another module called survey data in healthcare, survey which I just mentioned, survey data on healthcare. Okay. Okay. So one tip is there. Description of each menu and simply point over each icon can also give you further details as well. Start a main menu bar. I'll tell you how these are there. File, edit, data, graphic. I think I have already shown to you just now. Okay, so not explaining much of it. I think we should go through. And I'm just showing you for your interest only. If you open our respective module, you will be benefited. So here we can this is the command side where we can type the command, and since Stata is actually a command driven package, and it has also drop down menus like from this side. If you click here, click there, okay, you will get drop down menus just to click and find the result based on the variables and data. Okay, this is what is called the command box, and this is the menu bar and the toolbar. Then estimation and modeling data. In the third lecture of this unit, we discussed about the linear and nonlinear regression modeling. Okay, and I am just giving you a glimpse of how Stata works, how beautiful this software is. I think it might still preserve your interest in this lecture. Here I am just giving you the answer. One model I will just simply run, but in the third lecture particularly we will clarify the concept. What is this econometrics modeling? So at this moment I am giving you just one answer based on my own database which I have been working. So it's on nature of treatment. The data is taken from National Sample Survey. Okay, data. So and where the latest round on healthcare is considered. Okay, so and then the variable of interest for us to explain is nature of treatment, which is in binary form, traditional versus modern treatment. If somebody is suffering with some ailment, then the person takes the help of a different method of treatment. Those may be traditional or modern. Hence, we have categorized them into binary forms. For this purpose, we are using the sample, as I just said, the latest round of NSS is called NSS 75th round. Okay, and the previous round you can also cross check, that is 67th round. Okay, sorry, 70th round. Okay, on healthcare. And if you wanna check some comparison for your work, well, here I am just giving you the result. The NSS 73 round, which was conducted in 2017-18, this is for the pan India level. The dependent variable is a dummy one, as I just said. We have mentioned traditional versus modern and categorized into traditional and modern treatment. A mixture of qualitative and quantitative variables are used as regressors for the analysis. So here is the complete model. Regarding formation of this model and dependent and independent variable and its concepts, etc., we will make it in the third lecture. Okay. So here the code for their dummy variable dependent model is 1 if modern medicine is used and 0 if traditional medicine is used. And the independent or the control variables we have taken are these all. Some of our continuous variables, some of our dummy variables, and some of our categorical variables. These all variables are taken in that model, and here is that model specification. So Y is your traditional medicine versus modern medicine. Then household size, age square, sector, and its conditional variable is taken, and subject to the reference category, it says gender, public versus private hospital access, etc. All are taken. Let's see how it works in Stata. I'll just tell you. I'm going to just show you how it actually works. Okay. So here is my window. What I did it actually, I have opened the data set, the refined data set of National Sample Survey 75th round, and here I have loaded it in my computer. This is you will learn from my module what is called do file, and this is how the do file I have opened. I'll just run this regression model based on my data. I'll copy this. I will copy the first command. This is the command. I'll just tell you how it works. This is if I apply the ordinary least square method on the model, even if the dependent variable is a dummy categorical, I am using the OLS method, that it will also display result, but it may not be robust. You can enter, we will just simply enter, and now results are actually displayed. Okay. So you can see number of observations, and its F statistics, its R square, the model is derived. I cannot interpret much because of the time constraint. As I told you, these are available already step by step, and its interpretation in my NPTEL course on module on survey data and healthcare. Please go through it. And the second command I will just run. Since the first command we have treated as ordinary least square regression, even if our dependent variable is dummy, which should not be done, that's an error. Now we are actually running one of the appropriate one till the yes. So we'll take another regression which is most fitted, considered to be most fitted, since a limited dependent variable model. I have just started running it. Now this is more important than that of the first model, because this is a better fit, since the dependent variable is limited categorical. And this is how it looks. I have tried my best just to show you how our results look like. Since we don't have much time, I think it's better to proceed. From the regression coefficients, etc., we can easily interpret and its significance, etc. The interpretation is very difficult when our dependent variable is categorical. Okay. Similarly, but in the logit model, the second one, we have actually derived the logit coefficients where with the p values we can interpret very correctly. Okay. So better not to spend much time. I am referring my lecture and going to explain the other things. So this is how it works. I am sure I am not justifying much at this moment. Therefore, I am referring to my previous refer to NPTEL modules by we have explained in detail. So I am sure you will get it. So what to conclude then? We are saying that there are powerful data packages are available, and since they are paid, used to be very work friendly. Both SPS and Stata can be helpful in various health and healthcare analysis. Moreover, econometric software are important tool for analyzing inferential statistics of a model. However, understanding of the data is most crucial. Like in our example, when we just run an OLS regression, we actually followed OLS follows a assumption called linearity. Okay, but the results often are not that good because of we have simply gotten average figures. However, when we apply the better model, appropriate model called binary response model, that is logit at this moment I run. There are in fact other important models I had, but because of time paucity I am not doing it. So hence the type of data available has direct implication on model specification and estimation approach. Obtained will also clarify in our lecture number 3rd. So what we'll do it in the next lecture, that is on public health system and policies. Okay, so these are the reading. I hope even our own NPTEL module, this link is given for your reference. I hope you will learn the best. If still you are having some trouble, we are there to support through our query lectures. Thank you. Let me stop here.